Yo, what's going on, guys? Today we're going to be doing the Liverpool Arsenal preview. I got some wonderful guests with you. I got Hussam coming through. I got Ram in the house also representing Liverpool. And of course, we got Gunnar Souls holding it down for the Gunners and us, as you guys know. And obviously, the Kitty G, myself. Why am I speaking in third person? I don't know. But let's get the show started. Hopefully it's a good one. And if you guys haven't already done this, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. And if you're watching on the playback, give me your score predictions in the chat. And in the playback, give me your score predictions in the comment section right now. Let's get this show started. Tomorrow, 4:30, Arsenal versus Liverpool. It's going to be a good one, people, as you guys already know. Bang. Yes, people. What's going on? It's the Kitty G on EGTV. We're back again with another video. People, how are you guys doing? How are you guys feeling going into this big game? Obviously, it's Liverpool versus Arsenal. Over the last couple of years, Liverpool have always felt confident. And you know what? Arsenal have been going through a rough patch. But now it looks like we're meeting at a crossroads. It could be that Arsenal on the rise and Liverpool on the decline. Could that be the case? Well, let's find out. But yo, Ram, how you feeling going into the game, bro?
Big up, Kieran, so big up Egal, first of all. Thanks for having me, but I'm not confident. My fan base aren't going to hear this, but I'm not confident at all. I'm just hoping. It's more hope and prayer. And I know a lot of our fans say, we always beat Arsenal, but there's a saying, all good things come to an end, and it's not looking good. And then news today yesterday that Thiago may be injured. Arthur Melo's just been ruled out for the next 3-4 months. It's just nothing's going in our way, man. And I think it gets worse tomorrow. But I pray I'm wrong.
Okay. Well, what about you, Gunnar Souls? How you feeling, bro? You're wearing the kit that we went to United with to go beat them 1-0 that time. I remember. Take it away, bro.
Yeah, you're on mute, bro.
Oh, amateur hour, innit? Hopefully, yeah, that's the only mistake Arsenal make. And yeah, I am buzzing. This is the first time I'm going into this game thinking we can actually do something, because they're coming into it with bad form. Do you know, previous years, even last season, when we went into that Liverpool, I think it was January, or the Anfield game, when we went into it with good form, you guys went into it with good form, and, you know, Arsenal fans did get a little bit cocky. I think this is different because you guys are coming into it with bad form this time, and we're coming into it with good form. So it's going to be interesting, because I think this game is important to both teams for different reasons, because we want to prove a point that we are no longer the same old Arsenal. But I think Liverpool need to prove to themselves that actually they're not as bad, or they're not this team that's lost everything. It's lost its mojo. And they can do something, because look, as you can call me deluded after this, but we are the most informed team in Europe right now. That's just statistically. We've lost one game this season. Not even City have done that. They drew 2 games. So, like, statistically, for Liverpool, this will be one of those games where, right, okay, we've stopped them in their path at home. Not like the United game where it's away from home and anything can happen. This is at home where we've fortified it. We have made it into a sanctuary right now. It's so hard for teams to come and actually bully us at home. So it's a huge game for them, and it's a huge game for our mental moving forward in terms of proving to us that we've overcome a hurdle. So I am so excited. I know it's early to say, but this is season defining, like, for both teams. So it's huge for me.
There you go. You know what? I think I'm just going to change the poll right now. But I'm just going to say this, boys and girls. Everyone in the chat right now, big up to you guys. We got some legends in the house. Rom already telling us, smash that like one. Shout out to Rom in the chat. Shout out to Eric. Shout out to my guy here saying, best channel. Appreciate it, bro. Appreciate it. I know that's not true, but I appreciate it. We got my guy here saying Melo is out 3 months. What? Arthur Melo's out for 3 months? We're gonna get to that. I'll save that for a little bit later. Shout out Jamie Phillips in the chat. This is one of the guys, the Liverpool channel, Jamie Phillips. Unfortunately, I couldn't collab. Very busy this week, but bro, I'll definitely catch you next time. I can jump on whichever game it is, or whatever you want to do. Just let me know. You know what it is, man.
Big up Jamie every time.
And he says, I have a feeling tomorrow's game is going to end up going 3-3. You guys would like a draw. I think a draw would be a good
Take
result.
a draw now. I would take a draw right this second.
Yeah, I think a draw for Arsenal would be bad.
Would you two both agree? A draw would feel like a loss for Arsenal tomorrow.
Based on our form and based on your form, yes. I think
Yeah,
so.
with no context, yeah.
Yeah. And
My best friend. Big up this man.
We got Hussam in the house. Hussam, just to let you know what we've gone through. We're just going through some of the chats saying hi to everyone, and we're just talking about how we feel going into this game and like what kind of result we're feeling, how we're just feeling, like how are we feeling. I'm feeling like if Arsenal lose this game or get a draw, it's almost like, you know what, it's as bad as a loss. If we get a draw, because it's like going into it, we are the favorites, we are in the better situation, and I just want to know what you're feeling, because like you haven't been on the channel for a while too, my guy. Big up to Hussam. I think it's the last time you're on the channel. When was it? I don't even remember.
Probably a vibe from the 6th episode, to be honest.
Yeah, man. But yo, Hussam's doing big things on his channel. Obviously, links in the description. Rum, you gotta send the link to your channel too. I'll put in the description. But yeah, give me your thoughts, bro. I've spoken too much.
First of all, big up to you, Egal. Big up everyone as well. And I was about to say in the space. I'm so used to saying that. Big up everyone in the comment section as well. Make sure you like the video. Make sure you subscribe to EGTV.
Big up yourself as well for hitting 1 million. Big up yourself, man. That's a big milestone, man.
Oh.
Thank you. I appreciate it, Roms, man. I appreciate it. I'm tell you later on why I said you actually have Roms on WoW, but we'll get to that. Anyway, before I get into that, big up to everyone. Make sure you subscribe to EGTV as well. I'm feeling good, to be honest with you. I'm feeling okay. I'm more angry at my football club than anything else. Today with Arthur Melo's injury news, I am just so pissed off, to be honest with you. I'm actually like seething, and even on my channel, I was gonna do a Q&A. Now I've changed it. I'm gonna do like a call-in show, and I'm gonna rant for a little bit because I'm done with my football club. But besides that, I'm happy. And one more sleep till I find out whether I'm finished or I'm good to go. You get me?
What do you mean? You're gonna rant, but besides that, you're happy. What is there to rant about?
Because you can ask Roms this. Alhamdulillah, we're all blessed. We're happy in real life. But when we watch our team for 90 minutes, you ain't happy no more.
Yes.
That's the problem. You need to recognize, like yesterday, Friday, right? Yesterday, I went out. My whole tribe, we had a meal. It was enjoyable, like 50 cousins and stuff. And we all gathered around. And then later at night, I went out again, met with the friends and had a good time. And then you wake up the next day, Arthur Melo's out for 4 months, and you're like, what the fuck was the point of that transfer to begin with? And now you're angry. And you watch Liverpool against Brighton, and you're angry. You watch Liverpool against Everton, and you're angry. You watch Liverpool against Napoli, and your head is gone. It's just how it goes. So outside Liverpool, we're all happy. It's just our football club that's ruining our life, to be honest with you. So now let me just say one thing.
Last 3-4 years, we've not been used to that feeling. So this is new to us. Yeah.
You know what it is? When we were like shit under Roy Hodgson and stuff, we knew how to behave. Because like, okay, yeah, we're shit, and like I know I'm shit. Thank you very much. But like now, I don't know how to behave. You cannot give me all this success and then suddenly take it away. I think that I'm gonna be normal. Now, let me just say one thing. The reason why I said thank you for getting Roms on is because this is going to be me versus 3 people. Because Roms don't believe we're going to win either. So, I'm fighting a losing battle here. That's the problem. So
I said it to them too backstage. I said, Hassan will be the more optimistic one because I have no faith in my team right now at all.
And I do not blame Roms Egal, because yesterday, what did I tell you? I messaged all the Liverpool content creators, and no one thought we were gonna win, bro. No one thought we were gonna win. Shout out Saint. You know what Saint said? Only 2 delusional people are you and Monts, the brothers in delusion. DM him, bro. I'm like, okay, fair enough. I didn't realize everyone thought we were gonna lose to Arsenal, but it is what it is.
What happened to my moderators? Oh man, come on, guys, be nice to each other. Mushin saying, my guys, playing against Darwin Núñez, Trent will get exposed tomorrow. Ooh, we're gonna get into all that in a second. But before we do that, there's some big news. Big news. Let's talk about it. Is this mind games or is this actually true? Thiago Alcantara was not spotted with the first team in training. There's no pictures of him. There's no news of him coming to London yet. What's going on? You guys know any update? Because 24 hours ago they said no sight of him in training. a couple minutes ago, they're still speaking about him not being spotted in training. I've not seen any reports of him saying he's traveled with the team. What are we saying, guys? Like, is he not playing? Is he out? Because at this moment in time, it seems like it.
In my opinion, right, if I had to put my money on it, he's out because evidence suggests he's injury prone. So if I had to predict, he's out. However, even if he is out, Klopp wouldn't tell that to the media. It's mind games. He wouldn't want to give the media that possession. He wouldn't want to give Arteta that upper hand. So I do feel he's out, but nothing's 100% confirmed because maybe they just pulled him out that day as a precaution just to have him ready for Sunday. So it's kind of hard to tell, but I believe he's out, man. He ties his shoelace in his hamstring. He will tie his shoelace in his hamstring.
It was Friday. It was Friday.
Yeah, it was Friday. It was Friday.
Yeah. So
nah, I don't think he's injured then.
What do you think, Hassan? What do you think?
I think he's probably fit, to be honest with you, because a guy posted a picture with him, so I hope he's okay. You know, apparently the guy that was actually injured was Melo, but I'm not quite sure of it. So we shall see. But I don't. The thing is, he wasn't in training, but no one knows. The problem is with us, and this is something that drives me and Rams crazy. You can never know shit about Liverpool. You cannot. No one knows nothing. It's all like in-house type shit. So no one knows nothing. So like, I actually cannot answer your question if I'm being truthful. I do not know if Thiago's injured. I do not know if it's mind games. I do not know if he's gonna play Sunday. So you and your luck, you know, whatever happens, happens. Because the rumor first was Thiago's injured. And then 2 hours later, some people came out and said Thiago was actually at some sort of signing or something like that. And Melo's the guy that was injured. So come find out today, Melo's injured. So logic dictates that Thiago's probably fit. But can I guarantee that he is fit? No, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
You're on mute.
I personally think this is not mind games. I personally think this is not mind games. I think there is an actual incident in which Liverpool are going to go into this game without one of their key guys. That's what I generally think.
Egal, do you think that or are you wishing that? Which one is it?
Yes, good question.
If I'm not mistaken, just so I can get this right, there was a couple injury risks. Robertson was the injury risk, but he's okay. Jones was the injury risk, but he's okay. And Thiago seems to be the one that's the most questions around at this moment in time. He could still potentially play because this is all hush-hush. But when you're not pictured with the team and you're pictured with a fan, it kind of gives you the thing where it's like, yeah, I get it that he might play. But I just feel like with his injury history and the fact that you guys have the Man City game coming up and you have so many other games coming up, it might be like, you know what? We played a two-man midfield last game. Just bring in Fabinho, take out Thiago, and you still will think you're fine to a certain degree because realistically, it's not a like-for-like replacement, but you're still going to be playing a two-man midfield.
No, but it's so much different. It's so much different. It's so much different.
Okay, tell me why.
Having Thiago in that team is like, you know, and this is, by the way, this is thanks to Klopp for changing the system. You get me, to something that's clearly ineffective for us.
But Hassam, to stop you there, you're saying thanks to Klopp, but will you be surprised if he reverts back to type? Will you be surprised? Because everyone seems to think we're going to play this 4-2-3-1 against Arsenal. All due respect to Rangers, they're Rangers, like they're big club and whatnot, but the quality, the golfing class is the gap is crazy. I think we're going to revert back to type so we're more secure, but we know how that story ends. We know three in the middle, we just get decimated all the time. So I pray he carries on with the 4-2-3-1, but I do feel he's going to go back to 4-3-3. But the only problem with that is I'd rather see 4-2-3-1 because it's changed and we have more attackers, but Arteta graduated from the school of Pep. Now he plays his two fullbacks inverted and they join in the midfield. So we're already going to be overloaded in the midfield with a double pivot, and then their fullbacks either side join in the midfield as well. We could be pissed. We could be pissed in the midfield. But I would still rather do the 4-2-3-1 because 4-3-3 is expired now. It is expired and we need to evolve. You
know what? In other team news, Keita's out, Curtis Jones is out, and Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain's out. Am I wrong? Yeah. And Arthur Melo's
You just say Keita and Ox like that's something.
Yeah, they're always out. That's nothing new.
No, but I'm just going through the team news. Like for Arsenal.
Breaking news, guys. The sky is actually blue. The sun is gonna come out tomorrow. You get me. It's currently 8:15 UK time. Breaking news. Same energy.
Okay. El Neni's out for us. ESR is out. and Zinchenko is going to be a late decision in the game. I don't think he's going to start. Personally, I think Tierney's going to start, but Zinchenko playing in this game would give us more control of the midfield. Tierney playing would make us more defensive, more defensively solid on that left side, and it's where we've conceded more of our goals. I wouldn't say it's all on Gabriel, but let's be honest, he's been a little bit more shaky this season because that left wing has been used as more of a midfield protection and more of an attacking threat. So I want to see how we do. But what do you think on our souls? Do you think we should go for Tierney or Zinchenko? And I'll ask the Liverpool guys who you guys would rather play against. Yeah.
I think Liverpool will favour themselves playing against Zinchenko just from what we've seen at Man City. Salah tends to do okay against him and has a bit more joy because of Zinchenko's starting position coming in as an inverted player. Whereas we need someone who's going to control his side a bit better. And as a one-on-one defender, Tierney has proven a bit more at the moment in that sense. And I've always said it, the bigger games are the tougher wingers and the tricky wingers. We need to be playing Tierney, but the games where we can easily control and playing against oppositions below us or within the sort of mid-table and below, that's where Zinchenko can turn that game from being a 1-0 into a 4-0 because just of how much presence he can bring and the ball carries he can do and the different sort of dynamic he gives us and overloads that midfield. I don't think, and this is no dig at Liverpool, but right now, if we're going off of the rumoured midfield, we don't need more midfielders. We need someone to expose those wider areas and give us those options to drag that midfield and kind of split it apart even more than they already are, rather than giving them the option to play in the middle. So that's what they're going to do. They're going to, especially when you're playing Salah as a touchline winger at the moment, I don't know how that's going to change or if it will change. Tierney's going to have more joy playing against that than Zinchenko does. But if Salah was still playing as sort of an inside forward, Zinchenko would have been a pretty good proposition because of his starting position is more inverted. So he doesn't go out wide, but then you've got the threat of Trent. So I don't really know who to start. I think Tierney's defensively better, so I'll go with that. Because he doesn't need to attack anymore because Jesus seems to be a supporting winger for Martinelli and doing the overloads of overlapping and stuff. So Tierney doesn't need to do that as much against the Liverpool. So it's going to be good. But I think Tierney, just because of what I've seen, and he can also offer that threat but also be defensive. So I don't think Salah will have much joy if he's playing touchline.
I'm just going to say this. We're at home. I think if you guys are playing the two-man midfield and we play with Zinchenko, it gives us more control of the midfield. If we play Tierney, it gives us more defensive solidity. And I think we might need that defensive solidity.
But you'll give Thiago more joy, though.
Because that right side is the most threatening side for Liverpool. So I'm going Tierney. But yeah, we got Mustafa in the chat saying Tierney. We got someone saying Cancelo today's levels above Trent. I'm not going to lie. Cancelo is almost like a winger when he's in the final third at times. Where Trent is more of like a midfielder making those Kevin De Bruyne passes. Zinchenko. But yeah, I'll ask you guys, what do you guys think? Who would you rather Arsenal play? If that you think would give you a better advantage to win the game?
I agree with goodness souls. I would rather Tierney play because I do feel Zinchenko just adds another dimension to your midfield. He overloads the midfield. He's technically better. And I do feel we continue to play this high line, and he's got the ability just to play a worldie over the top, and Arsenal are in. Tierney, again, he's more defensively sound than Zinchenko, but I do feel if this was at Anfield, I feel like Tierney would be the number one choice. But because you're at home and you're more confident and you're actually going to go for the game, I feel like you're going to play Zinchenko. I'd rather Tierney start, but I feel like Zinchenko will play.
Okay, what about Hussam? What are you saying?
I don't mind either of them, to be honest with you, because Salah's sat both on their asses, so I'm good with either option, to be honest with you. I think, with Zinchenko, he's probably better going forward, which you probably would need to use against us, and with Tierney, I think he's probably a bit more solid defensively. So I don't know, to be honest with you. It's just I haven't really thought about it and went like, is there a player I'd prefer to play against? Because neither of them are scary or anything. So I'm okay with both. Both are just average left backs. So whichever average left back you want to choose, I'm good with it.
You're on mute, Egal.
I'm coughing too much, so I keep muting it. Sorry, guys. But yeah, let's since we're
Get
talking
well
about
soon,
players,
get well soon.
since we're talking what?
I said get well soon, Egal. Is your ears not working as well from the mute button?
Bro,
Come
my
on,
ears
man.
are not working. Nothing. I literally, you know what I did? I made chicken steak. I put so much seasoning that the whole room was like, I was breathing in seasoning the whole time. My throat is done.
Why didn't you open the thing above the oven? Which
I did. That's what I went to go
Suction.
turn off right now. Anyways, I'm in the kitchen still. Listen, long story short, let's do the combined 11s because this whole thing has been an absolute madness. So we need to discuss two things first. Are we going to do this based on form? Or are we going to do this based on?
I was just about to ask the same thing because that is a key question. Because if it's overall, I think more players from our team. But if it's on current form,
not more all.
Yeah, pretty much all. But unfortunately, if it's on form,
do you know the best criteria I've heard actually? Who would you play tomorrow? Like, as in, if you were to assemble an 11 out of the two teams, who would you play tomorrow against any team?
But then that doesn't answer the question of form because we have two opposite.
But that
we
brings
have two opposite things here. Here's the thing. I'm being dead serious. If it's based on form, it's Alisson and 10 Arsenal players. If it's overall, it's probably all Liverpool players except maybe Odegaard.
You're being too humble, Egal. If it's based on form, not Egal, Sam. If it's based on form, I'd say it's 2, possibly 3. I would have Matip and Alisson as certainties. I think Matip's been better than Gabriel this season. That's my opinion.
Yeah.
Okay, let's ask the people in the chat what they think. What should it be on ability or should it be on both ability and form? Because if it's on ability and form, you can kind of, what do you guys think about that? Like, you can still put players in, but you can also look at
overall. Then that's just
that's basically overall. I was going to say that, and overall, you and Gunas will start crying because we will overload.
It'll be.
Okay, so let's just do it on form. Let's just do it on form.
It's all Arsenal, bro.
Right? But where does the form begin?
We can squeeze some players in, Sam.
Should we expand? Okay, should we expand? Like, I know form is like 5 or 6 games, but should we expand it to this calendar year?
I can back you on Alisson. That's about it.
What about Matip?
Form. No, but Matip's been part of a shit defense as well. Like, it's not like Matip's like, you know, Gabriel has kept how many? 5, 6 clean sheets. We ain't even kept one. You get
okay.
That's why I don't think this is the game to do a combined 11 for.
Thiago's played 2 games this season. So how are you going to put them based on?
Too small.
Okay.
Egal, can I suggest something quickly?
Let's just do this the easiest way possible. Let's just get through the goalkeeper first because we all know who's the goalkeeper is Alisson.
Yeah.
Right. Simple.
Alisson. Yeah. 100%.
Move in from the goalkeeper onwards. Right now. This is where.
By the way, let me just say one thing, Egal, before you even move on. Before we move on, Alisson, if he never existed in this Liverpool side, Liverpool would be 17th. No exaggeration whatsoever.
No Champions League.
The game against Brighton genuinely could have finished 7-3 without Alisson. No exaggeration, not even capping. We could have conceded 6 or 7. Alisson's been the only player, and by the way, I still believe till this day that he is really still the best goalkeeper in the world, even at this point in time. And I still think he's the best keeper in the league. And moments like this prove it, because when you've got 10 players playing like absolute crap, and people, by the way, for example, you look at the Napoli game. Even in the Napoli game, he made so many saves. Even in that same Napoli game that we conceded 4 goals. Bro, this guy, like, without him, this season would be an actual embarrassment. People do not deep this. This is a massive point. The reason why I stopped Egal is because this is a massive point. If it wasn't for our goalkeeper, we're sat here doing key, Liverpool's 10th. We would be doing key, Liverpool's 18th. It would be totally different without Alisson. So thank God he exists. Never mind, he starts in this team. You know, so.
True.
While we're on Alisson, I'm just gonna say one thing. I feel like he's the best all-around goalkeeper to ever play in the Premier League. Do you guys agree with that?
All around, yes.
The accolade wouldn't back it up due to our club just being crazy, but just ability-wise, I agree with you, Egal, 100%.
Okay.
There's no
then-
one more well-rounded than him. There's better shot stoppers and maybe there's better
Yeah.
distributors, but overall package, I don't think so.
Yeah, I agree.
Maybe
with that.
Schmeichel's the only argument.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna. Yeah.
Schmeichel
Someone-
the father, not the son.
Mustafa here says White as right back. You know what? We got to talk about Trent because
See?
Trent Alexander-Arnold has been one of the main people who have been dragged through the mud throughout your season. And Hussam, you know me, I've been always on Trent's side when it comes to all these arguments, right back arguments, and everything else. But not only his recent form, but the consistency from Reece James and other players in his position have made it seem like this guy is not the same guy. He's not that guy that we thought he was. It was almost like everything that we've seen the last couple of years was a mirage, and it's been discredited based on his recent form. What do you think about that? Because I know you still back him and you champion Trent more than a lot of people do in your fan base. Some of
When
them
10 outfield players are not playing well, I'm not going to look at the individual.
Yeah.
That's just the fact. That is just the fact that no one wants to accept. And the reason why no one wants to accept this is something that I've explained already. At Liverpool Football Club, it's open season. People like me, like Roms, have probably bantered you to the point of no return for the last 4 or 5 years. So now it's a matter of who do you have the biggest agenda against? Because if you have a big agenda against Virgil van Dijk, you're like, Hussam, what's happened to Virgil van Dijk this season? If you have an agenda against Trent, Hussam, what's happened to Trent this season? Hussam,
Fabinho.
what happened to Fabinho this season?
Yeah.
Hussam, what's happened to Salah this season? There is no one that's played well. That's just the truth. Now, is Trent to blame for goals we've conceded this season? Absolutely. Is he the sole reason? No. Is he the only reason he's playing like crap? No, because of the system as well. The system that we have played is the same exact system that got Pep Lijnders, the massive prick that started this entire thing, got him sacked from the Dutch second division with Nak Nijmegen because he finished 5th. So, that's the same manager that, we're using his tactics now because we want to transition him into being our manager post-Klopp. I'd rather Roms be manager. I'd rather Egal be manager. I'd rather Stolz be manager. I'd rather I be manager. I'd rather Sam Allardyce. Wallahi, I would rather Sam Allardyce than Pep Lijnders. I cannot stand that man. Every time I see his face, I get
Can you
pissed
tell
off.
people who are Arsenal fans who don't really know who Pep Lijnders is, who he is? Because why
Pep
is this guy
Lijnders is a
hearing so
prick
much about
who
him?
is Klopp's assistant, a massive prick, not just a small one. He decided this season to write a book called Intensity. We've changed our entire system to do some crazy, wild shit because he thinks this is some sort of game. Against Brighton, there was a moment that was trending on Twitter. Salah was hugging the coach's box. Trent was tucked into midfield, and Henderson was the right winger. That is what this system is basically. It's just a bunch of nothing. It's just like these tacticals on Twitter who think they're Pep Guardiola, just saying anything.
To
That's Pep Lijnders.
simplify that as well, Pep Lijnders is the number 2 that thinks he's the number 1, and Klopp allows him to be the number 1 because at any big club, a number 2 would not release a book. You will never see a big club, the number 2 acting at number 1. And I blame Klopp in this as well because he's allowing Pep Lijnders to do these things. When I heard the rumours Wolves want to speak to him, I was like, listen, I'll pack his bags for him. I'll drive him to the airport because I want him out the club ASAP. He's poison to us. Poison.
Bro, I literally just searched up Thiago's fitness, and the first thing that comes up is Pep Lijnders knows the ideas of Liverpool's solution as only as Thiago Alcantara. Why are they making articles about his solutions? Is he the manager?
Of course he does. That's why we're sat in 10th or 11th. I don't even know where we are on the table. I don't look at the table.
So has Klopp basically forgone his duties of like certain parts of his management to him? And was this how he managed prior, or has it changed the way he manages?
I'd say through the years, he's trusted Pep even more. Pep Lijnders takes the training sessions. He's doing a lot more presses. Klopp has basically, through the years, trusted him because eventually Pep wants to be a manager and Klopp is basically giving him, he's passing that mantle on to him for him to control. But what Klopp needs to understand is you are the manager, not Pep. You can't be giving him all this power and whatnot because what's now happening is, without swearing, but Pep is basically Klopp. Klopp is basically Pep's female dog right now. That's literally what it is. I don't want to swear, but that's literally what it is right now. Klopp just keeps giving him power again, and it's evidently not working. We're sat in 10th for a reason. But if I start mentioning past assistants like Buvac, the fans start crying and start saying, "Oh, but we not 1-0 under Buvac." But yeah, that's basically what Pep is now. Klopp's giving him too much power again. That's literally what it is in a nutshell.
Okay, so just bringing it back to Trent. If we do the combined 11, do you still try to put Trent in this over Ben White?
If you want to win a league title, yes, you put Trent. If you want to win a final, you put Trent. You know, if whatever answer to the question is, the answer is Trent, unless it's form. If it's form, it's Ben White.
Yeah, literally that. If it's form,
The
it's
answer
Ben
to if you ask me 100 questions, 99 answers is Trent. One answer, form, is Ben White. Full stop.
White. Yeah.
Okay. So
it depends on you, to be honest. What flavor do you want? Because form, it's Ben White.
It's your channel. You decide. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
you decide. Because if it's form, I can make your life so easy, honestly. The next 10 players are all Arsenal, I promise you.
all right, let's just do it based on from the beginning of the season. So from like the Community Shield onwards. That cool?
Yeah.
Okay.
In other words, that's still form, but it will be
So Ben White gets in. Get your
No,
coffee.
but do you know what though? I
It's
do
gonna
want
be
to
a
ask a serious question on Trent though, and this is no shade, but do you not think to a degree the protection that like a Jordan Henderson or whoever used to cover for him in that right back position has now been exposed because he doesn't get back enough for me? And that, I'm not saying he's shit defensively, but do you think there's a bit of complacency that he feels like he doesn't need to defend?
You know what it is? It's naive from Klopp in two ways, and I'll tell you why. We all know Henderson shouldn't be. Hassan wants him out of the club. Me personally, I don't mind him being on the bench, but he shouldn't be starting for Liverpool in 2022.
Get out, Roms.
Why is don't mind him? Let me land. Why it's also naive as well? Is because you got Harvey Elliott that has bags of potential, but Klopp plays this guy right wing all of pre-season. Then he chucks him in the 8 row, expecting him to know what to do and to have that defensive discipline, and he doesn't. So it's naive from Klopp, and it's another guy in Hendo that just doesn't have the legs anymore, and that's why our right hand side keeps getting decimated. Well, go on, Sam. Sam loves Hendo, so let him have it.
Roms is so full of crap. Respectfully, Roms, you know I love you, but you're so full of crap. When he's played 6, he's shit. When he's played left center midfield, he's shit. When he's played the right, he's crap. Henderson's finished. Henderson is one of the culprits of where we're at right now. And you may ask me why. Why is Henderson? Because he is Klopp's son. Klopp loves Jordan Henderson. He loves him a bit of Henderson. He wakes up in the middle of the night. He looks at his Henderson picture and he kisses it before he goes to sleep. He loves Henderson. There's nothing we can do about it. So me and Rams can shout till tomorrow. It's pointless. Henderson, you can ask me right now. 1 second. You can ask me right now, is Thiago starting on Sunday? I'll say, I don't know. You ask me, is Henderson starting? I'm saying, yes, of course he is. Of course he is. Now, the reason why it links to the Trent thing, Mr. Gunnar Sals, if you would let me finish, as you can see, I'm emotionally damaged already. Listen, the reason why it links to Trent is Henderson and the system, because we have to be fair here. We have to be just. It is not simply Henderson. It is not simply the system. It's a combination of both the system and Henderson. They have both not provided as much cover. And once again, there's just one thing that I invite people to do. Guys, look at what Klopp himself said. He said, and this is something that me and Rams, and we have been saying this forever. Klopp asks Trent to play there. He asks Trent to play there. You heard him say in the press conference, the infamous one, where he was attacking Gareth Southgate, who, by the way, is a massive bozo as well. And this is why England will never be successful, because of idiots like him. But that's beside the point. Klopp said, I ask him to be there. So don't blame him, blame me. Basically, Klopp is asking Trent, final third, midfield. And then you're going like, oh, why doesn't he defend the back post and blah, blah, blah. Like, it just makes no sense, because this is the era of social media. Because if we go back and watch Dani Alves, I promise you got skinned a lot. Dani Alves got skinned a lot. When people mentioned Dani Alves, they went like, no one ever said, oh, have you seen Dani Alves' defensive prowess and his tackling? And no one ever said that shit, bro. Everyone said Dani Alves is the best because of what he does going forward and what he offers. And sometimes he was looked at as a third winger for Barcelona as well on that right-hand side. So, it's just what you prefer. But do I blame him solely? No. Does he take accountability? Yes, absolutely he does. And
someone said, I found myself calling people bozos because of you. So I'm sending trends. That's hilarious.
You're welcome, DJ.
Listen, when it comes to Trent, real recognize real. Kathy doesn't speak about you in that light if you're not a generational talent. The problem with Trent, especially Hassan made a great point of social media, because the media always drive this narrative that Trent can't defend, whatnot. People feed into it. If you're seeing it everywhere constantly, as a rival fan, you're gonna love and feed into it. Yes, for me, my biggest problem with Trent is the thing is what he's doing this season. It's nothing new. We've seen him be out of position, but for me, it's the application. Trent looks like he's not even trying. That's my only problem with Trent this season. But in terms of he's bad at defending all this, it's actually a myth because I've seen him do well against Mbappe. I've seen him do well against Neymar. I've seen him do well against the best wingers. So this myth that he can't defend, he's a great one-on-one defender. His tactical awareness is due to Klopp's positioning of him. So it can be.
But you know
people
that,
just love agendas.
I wouldn't fully blame Klopp. I'd say there's a bit of player intelligence in there as well that he lacks.
I don't want to spend too much time on Trent. I want to get on to something else now.
He can improve his defending 100%, but it's not solely his fault. That's what we're saying.
Yeah.
At the beginning of the season, people said they were going to cook me for comparisons between Saliba and Van Dijk. I wasn't at the time. I was only comparing statistics, and now you even have Squawker and some of the big journalists and all these guys comparing Saliba and Van Dijk. Do you guys finally see what we're talking about when we're somewhat comparing him, his comfortability on the ball, the fact that he just makes football look easy, and it's more of a compliment to Saliba to be even compared to Van Dijk. I get that, but what we're saying is we're comparing him to the best. Van Dijk's the best, so you compare the players to the best. Do you still view it as an insult, or do you see what we're talking about?
It still is an insult. Have some shame. Have some shame. Respectfully, this is a player. See, this is why me and Roms earlier on, we said if it was an overall thing, not one of your players gets in. Before you start a Saliba Van Dijk argument, first start a Konate argument in which Saliba will lose, and then start a Matip argument in which also Saliba will lose. You know, at this point in time, maybe he only beats Joe Gomez. And if I bring Joe Gomez from 18-19, then that's another question as well, whether he beats him. So I'm going to need you to just calm down a little bit. Just relax on the Saliba stuff. Let it happen naturally. We get it. He was great in Liga. Amazing. That has fuck all to do with me. When he came to the Premier League, what he's done, 5-6 games so far, fantastic. Amazing. Second best defender in this whole league for me, which is a massive compliment based on form. However, is he comparable to Van Dijk? No. Is he comparable to Matip? No. Is he comparable to Konate? No. So I'm taking it a step at a time. At the end of the season, we'll revisit this conversation because then he would have had a whole season where he's world class, and then we can speak. I have no problem with it.
I think just to echo what Sam said, I just think the sample size to either listen what he's done in the Premier League so far, fantastic. Just echoing what Sam said, he's been brilliant for 5-6 games, but let him have a whole 12 months under his belt because he got the Young Player of the Year in League R. The potential's there, but to be comparing him to names like Van Dijk, whatnot, he's been doing it 3-4 years consistently, won the big honors. There's a time and a place. So right now, I'd just say Arsenal fans need to chill out. But he's an exceptional player. We're not saying
it's not Arsenal fans at this point. It's not only Arsenal fans. It's top tier journalists. It's pundits, it's news reporters, it's everybody and their mother comparing him to William Saliba. And it's not just 8 games for Saliba. It's what he did last year at Marseille. They don't get Champions League football without him. It's what he did before at Saint Etienne. Don't forget that. And what he also did at Nice. So this is a guy who's been performing at a ridiculous level since he's been 19. Now, I get who Sam's
point. The statement is so blasphemous, I got kicked from StreamYard. That's how blasphemous that is.
There you go. You had to go. But yeah, Konate, he's a good center back. He's really good. Saliba, he's also very good. At this moment in time, we're going to find out who separates each other in the next coming years. But when it comes to Van Dijk, we're strictly comparing Saliba, physical build, comfortability on the ball.
Van Dijk better.
When it comes to everything that he has with physical appearance, technical ability, and defensive awareness.
Van Dijk.
Everything. No, but I'm not saying it's Van Dijk versus Saliba. I'm just saying he might be a regen.
He's saying the profile.
No, but that's way too early. It's way too early, bro.
But this is one thing I do have.
Give
with
it
Arsenal,
1 season.
like, a gripe with
1 season, just 1 season. Go on, Sol. Sorry.
I'm gonna say, like, we've seen this story before. I'm not saying this is going to happen to Saliba because he's an exceptional talent who, you know, I think will break the rule in terms of he can become, you know, the best centre-back of his time. But we've seen the story before where we sort of hype up a player to a degree of starting comparing them to some of the greats, and then they fail after a season. And again, the premise, I'm not saying that's going to happen to Saliba, but you have to give players more than a season before you can sit there and start giving them the title of the best defenders in the Premier League. Or now we can start, because Van Dijk's done it for a few seasons, and also he's done it in the Champions League. He's done it against Europe's best. And I do think, I get what you're trying to say, but I think it's a semantics thing in terms of what you've got. The question that I think you want to ask is, profile to profile, is Saliba similar to Van Dijk in terms of profile, not in terms of quality just yet? And I agree. I do think Saliba's got the mold of a Van Dijk in terms of the way they play and the way that they read the game. But I do think comparing the two right now is just a bit early for me.
The question I'm asking is William Saliba a Van Dijk region, based on the fact that he's 21 years old and you're seeing what he looks like, what he's able to do, and an all-around package. So maybe the way you explained it is better than what I'm saying, but that's my main point. And you guys might disagree based on ability, but based on what we've seen so far,
I don't think Saliba's that good on the ball yet. I need to see that.
You have to
he's phenomenal on the ball.
That's where I've got to disagree with you.
Good on the ball and top poser. That's
Bro, did you forget that this is a guy who in the North London derby is nutmegging people in his own box?
That's fine. I've seen Van Dijk.
I love this.
Bro, come on, that is up there with his qualities.
You know what?
I disagree. I don't think it's up there.
But I'm gonna say this.
When I look at Saliba, I don't look at passing and say.
Sorry, I'm gonna take this moment to just say, based on form, Van Dijk, Saliba, Ben White, Alisson.
No, based on form, it's not
Van Dijk don't get in. Matip gets in.
Okay,
Yeah.
No, not even Matip. Gabriel gets in.
No, Sam, no, you're being too nice now.
No, I'm being dead serious.
Nah, Gabriel's been problematic for us, man. I'm not gonna lie.
Yunus and Egal, right? You two would agree. For me, what Gabriel's done, and he has that moment of madness, it's nothing new. He was still doing this last season. The only reason why it's more magnified is because he's next to Saliba, who is a better partner than what he previously had. But for me, he still has that mistake in him. Like, I wouldn't be surprised. I'm not saying it will lead to a goal, but I wouldn't be surprised again if Gabriel to do something mad tomorrow. I just feel, Sam, you're being too nice there. I thought I was the harsh one. You're being too nice. It's Matip. It has to be.
So we're gonna go with Matip, because there's 3 people who voted for Matip. I'm not gonna lie to you, Hussam. I'm giving you guys the other center back. I'm literally just tossing it to you. You pick. That's what we're saying, because we know that Saliba has been the standout, and Gabriel, although he has been contributing very well, he has had the more publicized bad moments. But yeah, left back. What are we saying? Robertson, Zinchenko, Kieran Tierney.
Zinni this season, like on form, is Zinni.
Yes.
Has Robertson been that bad?
He's just not played it. Hasn't he been a bit injured?
Been bad.
Robertson's been just as bad as Trent, but people don't have a Robertson agenda. That's just the problem.
Yeah, people that have a Robertson agenda. Yeah.
Okay. So if you want to put Simicast, I don't mind.
Okay, I got a question here. Thomas Partey and Fabinho.
This isn't a question.
What happened to Fabinho? What happened to Fabinho, boys? I honestly want to know. Like, I went on TikTok, I seen a Liverpool fan explaining to me how he has a fake age. I'm like, I don't know what to believe anymore. Like,
can I say one thing on Van Dijk and Fabinho? There's an element of me that thinks they're saving themselves for the World Cup. I think Van Dijk more so because he had that ACL that kept him out of the Euros, and
that's wild.
After you land, and
I'll tell you why as well. Because even if you watch him play for the Dutch team in the friendlies and stuff, his levels are different. That's the reason I'm saying it. I don't think that what Van Dijk's doing, he's trying to get a job done. Fabinho's probably the same. They're not putting the extra effort or the extra levels in going into those crunching tackles because of the risk of an injury. And that's what, look, I could be wrong. I don't know. I don't watch Liverpool with an eagle eye to be right or wrong on this. But what I'm saying is I feel that there's certain players, and this is not just on them too, there's certain players in the Premier League who are doing this because they know they're an injury away from missing out on the World Cup. So, and it's a weird time because it's coming in December rather than like a summer, World Cup. That's all I'm trying to say.
Let me ask you guys this. Partey is older, but would you guys say Partey is better than Fabinho at this moment in time, this season? Obviously,
form, yes, of course.
Yeah.
Okay, but overall, do you think Fabinho has dipped, or do you think it's just the whole team dipping?
Egal, I see what you're doing now.
This is the bit.
No.
I
Egal's
wanted
doing
to-
something. Egal's doing something on purpose. See, I worked with this guy long enough. I know exactly what he's doing. He's asking us the on-form question first for us to go like, yeah, and then he reverses it and asks the overall question and expects it to be the same answer. Listen to me right here, Egal. Every single player that you put in this team, as soon as the question becomes overall, the answer is the Liverpool player.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
You think overall, Partey and Fabinho, overall, who's
Yes, I would rather have
Fabinho,
Fabinho if I have a
100%.
final tomorrow, if I
100%.
want to win a season, whatever the answer is.
Do you know what it is? My thing with Fabinho is we've got a manager in Jurgen Klopp who doesn't know what the word rotation means. Fabinho is spent. And what happened with Fabinho, and I have to big up the Liverpool community. Hassam's told me, Jerry's told me, Saints told me, everyone has told me, Ramel, he's just not in good form. And I kept saying he's doing everyone else's job. He's having to accommodate for other people. Until the more I watched him, I saw Eze spin him, I saw Kudus spin him, I saw Karak Hashida do him, and I thought I've got sentiment for Fabinho, but I even have to take a backseat and just look at him like he's just in bad form. But for me, he's shattered. And there's one key game, and Hassam will remember this. At the back end of last season, it was about the 4th to 5th last game of the season. We played a game against Villa, and he was on his last legs. And I was speaking things. We don't have enough quality for anyone to replace him in that six. But I was saying, even if you put an academy prospect there, even though we're going for the league, this guy needs to rest. What happens? Sam will tell you, in the first 10 minutes, he pulls up. Then he's racing for fitness for the Champions League final. He is knackered. But because Klopp doesn't know what the word rotation means, we've got an amazing academy prospect in Bajatic, choose a six. Why don't we play him? Klopp won't play him. He's called Stefan Bajatic. He's very good, a young Serbian. But I wouldn't expect you to know him because, again, you've never seen him because Klopp never plays him. But yeah, Fabinho, for me, he's in bad form and he's knackered right now. That's the only thing I can say. But I wouldn't say he's on a decline. He's just in bad form because once he starts putting in good performances again, everyone will start blowing smoke up his ass again. This is how football is. But he's in bad form.
Listen, I'll say this, and this links to the Trent thing again, once again. As much as he takes individual responsibility for how crap he is, we still also have to look at the system. Because now, Fabinho, instead of having to stop 2 counterattacks every game, he has to stop 9 counterattacks every game. So the 3 he doesn't stop, we concede. Everyone's like, oh, Fabinho. So it's just to be honest, it's a collection of crap, to be honest with you. You know, so I'm tired.
Does he have an injury? Is he holding an injury?
Egal, you're lucky I like you, you know, because you're the only reason I came on the show is because I like you, but I'm tired mentally. I'm actually drained. I hate my life from this club, bro. Honestly, it's just
bro. You know me, man. Yesterday after 5.
Do you know that Bournemouth is now above us? The team that we beat 9-0 are now above us.
No, you're taking the piss, really.
Go
look at the Premier League table right now.
Nah, that's actually kind of jokes, you know.
I can't believe it. Surely that can't be true. Oh my god.
They beat. Yeah, they are, because they beat Leicester. I thought Leicester beat them.
Oh my god. Bournemouth are 8, Liverpool are 10. Damn.
Holy shit.
By next Sunday evening, not tomorrow, next Sunday, I'm actually frightened to where we may be in the table. Honestly.
Yeah, because you have a 17-point gap between us and yourselves if you lose the next 2 games. That's ridiculous. But let's just bring it back quickly and skim through some of these guys. I already did the midfield. I don't think there's really much debate. I don't think
Saka, Odegaard. Yep.
Saka, Odegaard. Now, I just want to go to the front 3 quickly.
Not Milner. Come on, man.
Don't kill me. Don't kill me, bro. You know I'm gonna okay. I put some of the debates I seen on Twitter in here. So even though Salah's having a poor season, Saka people are saying he's having a poor season also. Bobby Firmino has the same goal output as Jesus, and Luis Diaz and Gabi have the same output. But realistically, I think Martinelli, Jesus, and Saka are the better front 3. But if you want to say individuals, obviously Salah is better than Saka. Bobby and Jesus, I would say Jesus is better. And Diaz, at this moment in time, I would still say he's better than Martinelli. But I think this season Martinelli has had a better impact overall. But yeah, what are you guys saying? So
there's good cases for all, to be fair, because Salah and Hassam will agree, right? His creation has been amazing. But because it's not ending up in goals and they're not contributing to GA, no one will say anything. But his creation's actually been amazing due to Linda's system. But we all want Salah nearest to goal as possible. You get him near the goal, he scores. It's as simple as that. And his goal contribution, I think he's got 9 in 11 games in all competitions. So Salah's contribution wise is still up there. And I know Saka is as well. But both of them, like you said, both fan bases have said maybe they're both playing well. Jesus and Bobby for me is a bit clearer. As much as Bobby's has the same goal contribution as Jesus, it was against, like, most goals were against the Bournemouth team and the Newcastle game. A lot of them came in the same games where Jesus has been more spread out. Diaz or Gabi for me is the closest one because, again, both have the same goal contributions, and I think Gabi has the stat most successful dribbles or something. Correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah. I've been hearing it quite a lot, but I still think Diaz is just a better player. One criticism I have of Martinelli is sometimes his dribbles don't look controlled, if that makes sense. Sometimes I feel like he doesn't know what he's going to do. I know he's still young and that will come on and that will progress, but sometimes I feel like there's no real control in his dribble. Sometimes I think he's just running a bit erratically, but I would agree with you, Egal. Again, on form, I'd probably give all your players front three on form, but again, if it was another conversation, I would have ours.
No, but is it crazy to say Diaz is off form and he's putting up the same numbers as an in-form Martinelli? And like you could say Saka is on form to a certain degree and Salah's putting up similar numbers.
I can't lie to you. If you're forcing me to say one of them gets in just for the sake of the integrity of this combined 11, Salah. I'd probably say Salah because he's created the most chances and he's scored goals for us. For me, no, the Bournemouth game is a large representative of his numbers. So I don't think it's fair. Plus, Gabriel Jesus has been one of the signings of the season. So let's not be shameless. Martinelli Diaz is, of course, a conversation. Overall, it isn't. Based on form this season, it is. But I will say probably still Martinelli for the same reasons that I'm saying Salah over Saka. So Martinelli left, Salah right, Jesus up front, even though I believe none of them actually from us start. But just for the integrity of this combined 11, so we're not boring and we put 3 Arsenal players. Put Salah in there, but besides that, it's Arsenal. If you want the honest answer.
Boom. Okay, so I'm gonna just take Bobby out, and I'm gonna leave the Mo Salah Saka one. Diaz out. I thought Diaz was actually good at the beginning of the season, but it's like you guys kept dropping points, and it's like he was. I guess he wasn't showing up. But yeah, so Mo Salah Saka. It comes down to you, Gunnar Souls. What are you saying?
Both been very underwhelming for their standards. Saka's not been good. Salah's not been good, and I don't think that's a dig at either of them. It's just they are the they suffer from their own success, and that's the harsh reality. Like, they've given numbers that no one really expected them to give, and when those numbers drop, people don't look at their overall game. Salah and Saka have done the same things this season. Like, Saka has facilitated play just like Salah has, but obviously Salah's done it on a bigger scale in terms of done it more than what I think Saka's done in terms of impact. I think the biggest impact we've had is Gabriel Jesus. So yeah, he's just suffering from that sort of, I don't know what it is. I don't know whether it's just him needing to have the balls and become a man now and start demanding that ball. And just saying, you know what, I'm going to take this game for me. I don't care that Gabriel Jesus is here. I'm not going to be starstruck by other players. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just that mental block of, going from like a boy to now being a mainstay player. That's what he needs to learn to come to. Whereas Salah's obviously done that. He is the star. He's the star of the Premier League. Even, obviously now you've got Haaland and De Bruyne who are now the stars, but Salah has been the forefront of what the Premier League has been for the last sort of 5 seasons, if you're looking at it as individual. So you have to give it. I'm going to give it to him. I'm going to go
we
Jesus
got one,
and Martin. But if I was actually being truthful, do you know what I would actually do? Martinelli, Diaz, and Jesus. That's what I'd actually do, because I don't think Saka or Salah should get in. And I think Diaz has been better than Saka and Salah, in my opinion. So that's what I would actually do. But yeah, for the sake of positions and not changing them, that's what.
I've just changed the poll, guys. Go vote. Who do you think is going to win? We're now going to do our score predictions. So put your score predictions in the chat so I can read out all your score predictions throughout the end of the video. We got a couple more minutes left. Husam, Gunnar Souls, and Rom. Shout out to you guys for doing the score for doing this video. I really do appreciate it. We're almost done. So now with this game, knowing the history between Arsenal and Liverpool, can Arsenal finally break this curse or hoodoo that we have over Liverpool and win a game? And also, can Liverpool win at the Emirates and finally now kickstart their season? Because let's be honest, if you guys win at the Emirates, this could be that little thing that is like, you know what, you now have a good run after the Man City game. You'll have a good run, and this could be the 3 points that kickstarts your season. Because if you drop 3 points in this game, the 17-point gap is looming on your heads.
I've said 3-4 times this season already. Oh, now we could possibly kickstart our season. I'm fed up of even that phrase kickstart, because you just never know, boss. We could get a result tomorrow and then, do you know what I mean, just lose against City. Then it's kind of like, what was that result at Emirates? Did it even mean anything? But if I have to be honest, we all of us know what content creators do. The general gist is, if you think your team's going to lose, you predict a draw. I can't do that. I have to be honest. I have to say what I feel. I feel you will edge it 2-1. You'll take the lead. We'll get back into the game. And unfortunately, it kills me to say this. I can just see it. You'll get a late winner, and then it will just be egg on our face, man. But I think Arsenal nick it. You just edge us 2-1.
There you go. And just to get to some of the comments, Jerome says 4-1 Arsenal. If that happened, wallah, I'm gonna bring a cigar, and I don't even smoke. 3-1 Arsenal, 3-2 Arsenal, 3-2 Arsenal, 2-1 Arsenal, 4-1 Arsenal. PARTEY scoring. Wow, 3-1 Arsenal. You know what? The four. If I see 4 goals at the Emirates versus Liverpool, that is impressive. That is a statement of victory right there. I'm a United fan, but I have to say Arsenal are looking strong this season. I believe you will beat Liverpool quite comfortably. Wow. After all that, I can't go to Husam yet. He looks dead tired. Let him relax for a bit. Gunnar Souls, how you feeling?
Do you know what? I am confident, and there's a few reasons to that. If we can't beat them now, when will we ever beat them? That's the reality as well. They're coming into it with bad form. You know, we're at home. You know, we've got everything going for us, and they don't. And look, I'm not even trying to take the piss out of Liverpool, but if you can't beat an out of form Liverpool,
you are,
been
but
struggling.
it's okay. It's
no,
okay.
but I'm not taking. No, but it's factual though. You have
brother.
been shit.
Grab your gun
You've
and
been
start
all right.
hunting.
But if we had this conversation 2 seasons ago, I'd be like, we're shit. Like, do you know what I mean? But right now, on form, you might haven't hit your height yet. So if we can't beat an out of form Liverpool, then we're never gonna beat you. Like, what hope and chance do we have to ever beat you? Everything's going for us. We're at the Emirates. We've now got Gabriel Jesus, who loves a goal against you, and we finally got a striker or attackers who can actually score. So we've not got that bum Lacazette up there. We don't have that lazy, tired, finished Aubameyang, and we don't have a prospect in Nketiah anymore. We've got a certified gunman against Liverpool. Also, we've got the hybrid now, like in terms of he can be a false nine in terms of holding up play, but if he gets found out and if that's not working for him, guess what he can also do? Run in behind and be a fox in the box as well. So he does pose a few questions for the Liverpool defense, because you've got to keep thinking, what is he going to do? So that's another question for them. I'm not saying that's going to be the defining reason we're winning, but I'm a lot more confident in this team. But the thing is, the most important question that I want answered is if our heads will drop if Liverpool score, which happens every fucking season, and I'm sick and tired of it. So these guys need to go out there and play like they have. A mistake can happen, but you still need to keep your heads up and go and get this win. For us, it's important. There's no free hits. There's none of this. A win or it's disgraceful. That's how I see this game. And I'm going to go with it, and I'm going to put my chest on the line. I'm going to go 3-1.
You know what? I'm not going to lie to you. He literally said everything I was going to say, and he even said the same scoreline as me. I was going 3-1. You know what I mean? But I'll explain to you why I'm going to do that in a second. Husam, take it away. What do you got to say, bro?
No, you go first. You go first.
You want to wrap it up, eh? Okay.
You
I'm
go.
not gonna lie. I went with a 3-1, and I feel like it's just match made in heaven at this moment in time. Liverpool bad form, Arsenal good form. The fact that you guys concede early in majority of your games. Arsenal have been one of the quickest starters in games. We've been having poor second halves because we literally have been seeing out games in the second half. This team had a Crystal Palace team where we blitzed them and got our goals in the first half, then chilled the rest of the game pretty much. Bournemouth, same thing. You have a lot of our games this season have been that same script. Leicester, same thing. So, and the Emirates this season has been transformed. I genuinely believe the atmosphere at the Emirates this season has never been better than it's ever been. I went on a Thursday and it was sold out, right? On top of that, right?
Can I just add to your point? You make a very good point because you're ending games within the first half. Bar Bournemouth and Everton because it was goalless, and I think the Newcastle game we did. Bar Bournemouth and I think 9 out of our 11 games we've conceded first. It's only Everton, Bournemouth, and I forgot the other one. But there's only been 3 games where we've not conceded first. And to play a team that score early and start strong, it's worrying. It is worrying. Sorry,
and I don't know what your defending is at set pieces or anything, but like that's been one of our strengths also throughout this season. And I just feel like everything that's been going on, but the only thing that gives you guys that chance, that thing in your back pocket is the history that we consistently drop points and we consistently drop the ball against top 6 teams. And this especially Liverpool. So that's why I say we need to break the curse. We need to win this game. And if we win this game, this could be catastrophic for your season. So this is another thing that makes it seem like it means more to you guys, I feel like, to get something out of this game than it necessarily does for us. And I'm not trying to say, oh, we don't have to win. We have to win because we need to get that monkey off our back. But it just means more to you guys. And that's what scares me. So I went with 3-1 because I know you guys are going to score. There's no way we're keeping a clean sheet against Liverpool at home. Someone's going to pop up for a goal. And this Jota thing that you guys keep talking about, I hope that if anybody scores, it's not Jota. I agree with Arsenal Mo because you were saying it the other day. If Jota scores, that's a victory for you guys or some of your fans because he keeps that record.
Since he's come to the Liverpool, it's Jota 5, Arsenal 1. And that one goal was against a drunk Liverpool. We just won the league. From when Reece Nelson...
No, we scored 2 goals that game. We scored 2 goals that game, didn't we?
Yeah. But I'm just saying, actually, where was he even at the club? Sorry, he wasn't at the club at that point. Yeah, so it was the 3-1 win. Sorry, I think when Maitland-Niles may have scored for you. But yeah, it's Jota 5, Arsenal 1.
Shit, man. Who's Sam? Take it away, bro.
The
smile.
Look, despite everything that I have said about Liverpool Football Club, Arsenal do remain as the little brother. Who else to ruin the party? Who else besides the big brother coming home, singing with all your friends, and then just popping all the balloons, and you're just sat there miserable as hell as you get embarrassed the next day at school. School being Spaces / YouTube, depending on where you exist. Some people exist in both. So look, Liverpool are going to win this game for 2 reasons. Number 1, until you beat me for the first time, I ain't ever going to be scared of this fixture. So until I see an Arsenal victory, I will never be afraid of playing Arsenal because they're forever going to be little bro. Until you guys grow up and become big bro, that's what you are. Second of all these players that, of course, this is Egal's channel, so up to him, he made it based on form. Very cheeky, in my opinion, but he made it based on form, so now I cannot get any player in. All these same exact players have not suddenly become shit overnight, so they have a moment in them. And where better to actually show your quality than Sunday night football or Sunday evening, depending where you're watching it from. For some people, even Sunday morning.
4:30.
Some people, Monday morning. So it depends where you're watching this from, Where else to showcase that talent? We've seen Salah score the goal of the season against Zinchenko last season. Why not run it back? It's all possible. So, look, me personally, I'm going for a Liverpool 3-1. I think I really do believe, and this is all banter aside, that Arsenal do have a mental block against us. We're simply your bogey team. Tottenham, their bogey team is Chelsea. City's bogey team is Crystal Palace. Sometimes shit just happens. It's nothing personal. Everyone has a bogey team. Everyone has a team that's just crap. Our bogey team used to be Stoke. You know, they always used to get one over us. And then, by the way, our bogey team in the early 2000s was actually Arsenal, because we kept losing to Arsenal home and away every single time. I still remember Julio Baptista at Anfield, 6-3 win. So I remember all of that. So you used to be our bogey team as well. So now, until you beat us, that's never going to change. Arshavin 4-4 as well. So until you beat us, that's never going to change. So for me personally, I'm still going with the Liverpool victory 3-1. We win this game. And the funny part is, this is what shows me the levels for both clubs. All the rival fans want Liverpool to win and they want Arsenal to lose, you know, which shows that you're in a much better state, much better state than us. And second of all, the points gap is going to return to normal the week after anyway, because we're going to lose to City. So it is what it is, man. You have nothing to be worried about.
At least we agree on one thing, Hassan.
Wow. And you know what? Let's just go through some of these comments before we go. Someone here said, yep, the crowd is definitely going to make a big difference. The Emirates is a fortress. People saying Gunnar Sol's real talks. We had another one here saying City's bogey team is Crystal Palace. Yeah, that's crazy though, to think they're the bogey team. But yeah, people, shout out to everyone in the chat. As you guys already know, we're going to be back tomorrow. Husam's going to be doing a live stream for the game, so check out This Is Football. The link is in the description to This Is Football. Ram, you're going to be back tomorrow, or maybe another day.
Probably a review. If not Sunday evening, Monday morning. But me and Saint.
If you're available for Vibes to the 6, I gotta get you on after the game.
Well, I don't hide. I'll be there. I'll be there, man.
And Gunnar Souls, you already know what it is. We'll catch you Monday or whenever we're doing another Arsenal stream. Shout out to Gunnar Souls, always available and here for the men when we need him. But yeah, big up everyone. You guys have yourselves a wonderful day. We're out of here, and peace.